Hey guys, we're back.
Yep.
Well, because like it's really just be better at the fight. That's all it is.
Okay.
You guys really have nothing to talk about.
No.
I'm trying to think of something. It's hard sometimes, dude.
I would disagree with that.
Well, not everyone's the same. We watched Kung Pao recently. Not Kung Pao. Wait, yeah.
We did
Kung
not
Pao.
watch that recently.
Yeah, we did.
The first time. Like the first time.
Yeah,
First time I
no.
showed you.
Yeah, we watched it with our dad for his birthday.
That was
That was a call. Yeah.
It's like I thought he would hate it, but then I remembered his favorite movies are like fucking Airplane and shit.
Yeah, that's
one of his. Actually, his favorite movie is Borat. But
Yeah, that's a good pick.
yeah, one of the higher ones on that list is Airplane. Or really anything from Leslie Nielsen.
He's a cool guy.
Nah, I'm just gonna find that one.
Okay.
That was just 3 fuck ups like in a row.
Oh yeah, that movie is fucking weird.
Oh yeah.
Like rewatching, I'm like, man, this movie isn't as great as I remember it. And then I waited a day. Like, nah, that movie's great.
Well, it's a quote movie. It's not.
Yeah.
It's a movie that you watch for the quotes to say later, essentially.
Yeah. Because it's very stunted. That guy made a Barnyard. That movie. It was all him. Because I guess he has a thing for CG cows.
You're making sound effects?
Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
Jesus fuck, Alec.
Was that is like
Okay.
well, Jesus fuck what?
Just everything under a microscope with you today.
No, not everything.
Just you. It's a macro microscope. Doesn't encompass your entire body.
Can't think of anything super you can make sound effects.
Yeah. Oh man.
So, yeah. It's awkward. I don't know. Now that you brought it up, it's like, I don't know what to say. It's scary.
How is it scary?
I don't know. Social anxiety? You can do it. So Bryce, how's have you been playing Tekken much?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Did they do anything new in it?
Do anything new?
I
I
don't
mean,
know. Like,
last
there's some
time, like,
updates?
fucking. No, the most recent thing they did was add Negan into the game, and
Yeah, which was
Julia.
a travesty.
No, well,
No, it was
why is it a travesty?
because it wasn't fucking Kiryu.
Yeah,
Also, why
but
the fuck is Negan even in the game?
I mean, because it's a dying-ass show, and they wanted to bring some life into
no,
it.
it's been dead.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. He's fun as hell. Like, sure, you can shit on him all you want.
Sure
but
you can? Anyway, you can shit on him all you want.
Yeah, you can shit on him all you fucking want, but he's fun to play, and he's also fun to fight against, which is a little bit more important.
Yeah.
Because they also added in fucking Noctis, and he is not fun to fight at all.
That's such a
He's
weird
so
call.
goddamn boring.
So he has the bat though, right? Lucille.
Yeah, Lucille.
Yeah.
Well, of course you would have the bat.
Yeah.
They also added in Julia, who is a goddamn monster.
Yeah.
I do not like her. Well, I'm glad she's in the game,
Yeah.
and she's fun to play as, but holy fuck, when you're fighting against a good Julia, it's just a nightmare.
What's her fighting style?
She uses Baja and Koi, like,
That sounds
kind of like Leo.
all right.
You
So
mean
it's like
Lao?
what?
You mean Lao?
No, Leo,
Leo,
Leo the character or Leo the like?
the character,
the character,
the gender
the
fluid
one of ambiguous gender.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah, don't know who you're talking about.
blonde chick
Yeah, don't know who you're talking
Dude.
about.
in Tekken.
Chick.
Don't know who you're talking about.
Okay,
Well, it's a character.
yeah, they use
I could gather it as a character. From
yeah
that.
they use Baja and Koi, which is I believe it's a type of Hong Kong martial art.
Yeah.
It's very hard to like understand what they're doing because a lot of the movements are purposefully ambiguous.
But unlike that one guy that uses a drunken fist who sucks, right?
Lay?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What, he sucks, right? But
He's not great, no.
Drunken Fist's entire thing is that you're not supposed to know what they're doing.
Well, he doesn't. Yeah, but he doesn't really use Drunken Fist. He has a Drunken Stance, but he also uses 5 animals, so that's more of his thing. Is just the ability to have 105 options of throwing out highs and lows and like not knowing exactly where. Like to play against Lei, you have to know everything about him, but after you do, you realize he has like a million flaws.
That was weird.
Can that not be said about most characters?
I don't know if it's right.
No, not really.
Yeah.
Because like he has a bunch of tools with a bunch of flaws, but a bunch of characters typically have like a lot of moves, but they don't have to use all of them. They have like a set tool list,
Like 15 or 20.
yeah.
Unless you were Dragunov in before season 3, where you had one, and it was really, really good. Man, I'm trying to think. I started playing Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter too, because it was on Games with Gold, I think, or Game Pass. It was one.
It's Games with Gold.
Okay, Games with Gold.
Yeah, Game Pass added Mankind Divided, Prey, and one other game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Wait, this month or?
Yeah.
Oh damn.
So that's yeah. I saw you were playing Mankind Divided on the Xbox, and I was like, "But you have it on the PC."
I do have it on the PC.
Yeah, I played through
Mankind Divided has such a fucking shitty ending.
Yeah,
Such a shitty ending.
it's not even that long.
No, Mankind Divided is super short. It's super weird. Like it's a very quality game.
Yeah, it's great.
It had some cool stuff. It is so short that you never really like Human Revolution has a very obvious 3-act structure.
Yeah.
Mankind Divided has one where Act 2 is actually Act 3.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have any kind of
Well, there's not a lot of
between them.
catharsis.
Mankind Divided, the whole game could be summed up as like the opening to like a true Deus Ex sequel,
Yeah.
and it's really weird.
Well, it's that plus at the very beginning of the game, I knew this was gonna be like the thing that happens because it points out, hey, if you beat the game, we have a speedrun mode. And I'm like, all right, so
I don't want anyone to ever offer me a speedrun mode.
yeah, like that. Well, especially at the very beginning, that like made my chest tighten up. It's like, oh, this is gonna be a short game. They're trying to really bank it on the new game pluses, but the story isn't different enough to make it interesting. I mean, the powers are cool, but like,
So,
you know, there's only
well,
so many theaters.
I don't know why they did what they did with the story because I feel like they did it because they didn't want to make the same mistake that they made with Human Revolution,
Yeah.
where they gave you a bunch of different stories and they actually changed quite a lot, but made none of it matter for the sequel. But at this point, I don't know if there's gonna be a fucking sequel.
I highly doubt it, and that breaks my heart because I love. Okay, going back to games with great story, I love Human Revolution's story.
It's a great story.
It's an amazing
It's
story.
a very classic story done in a very good way.
Yeah. Adam Jensen as a character is fascinating. Like,
Well, he's fascinating as a character because he's a bad character.
what?
That's probably the because he's a very one-dimensional character.
Yeah.
But he's put what's the way to describe it? He's put in situations that you wouldn't put a one-dimensional character in.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's probably the thing that makes it the most interesting to me is that you can see this quite obviously very boring guy who has a very classic down and Jones backstory.
Well, the thing I saw that as is, I think it was, I don't even know if it was intentional, but they left out depth to make it so you could actually relate to him a lot easier. A lot of the decisions would be things that you would do instead of him. It was your story more than Jensen's, and
I found that to be probably the weakest part of it, though. I don't
Okay.
think I don't think games should try and they shouldn't develop a character at all if they're trying to make you put yourself in his shoes.
Yeah.
Because at that point they should just give him amnesia.
True.
That works much better.
given he's been in prison for 10 years. the Bethesda way of telling stories.
This doesn't tell good stories.
No,
They really try, but they don't do it very well.
Oblivion's pretty cool though.
Oblivion's pretty cool. I don't think it's a very well told story.
Okay.
Um,
Either way, what I was trying to say about Human Revolution though, is especially the director's cut.
Sure.
Um,
I think it's just not working with paddles.
Yeah, I feel it.
I think that's what it is. Well, because like I'm pressing the paddles and he's not blocking, and I remember it all just being faster.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember being able to do stuff much faster when I press the buttons, and it would just instantly happen.
Huh.
And it just feels slower to me.
yeah, I don't know.
I think their peak as far as Bethesda storytelling was Skyrim, though. Like,
Yeah,
out of
man,
all
they
of
would
them.
probably agree with you with the amount of times they've released that game.
I think that I actually disagree with that because I don't like Skyrim's main story.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it at all.
Wait, which one do you consider the main story of Skyrim?
Do you mean
The main quest.
Well, do you
Yeah,
mean
but there's two.
the one with the Stormcloaks or the one with the dragon? Because there's a Civil War, which is also
But
considered...
that's no.
They're both considered main story, though.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. I don't consider the Civil War to be the main story. Because the
Well-
main story is you versus the dragons, and the Civil War is just a side thing.
Yeah, but like
You-
the
to-
actual, and that's your opinion, but the actual game puts both of those under main story, which is why I had to ask the question.
No, it doesn't.
I agree with you. Yes, it does.
No, it
I
doesn't.
agree with you, but it's not a stupid question.
The way the game presents the main story, it does not present it as the Civil War being the main story, especially since it's taken to such a side route, and it's something that is so easily thrown to the sideline. If you're playing the game and you're just playing the main story, the Civil War pops up once, and the Civil War pops up, and it's like, oh hey, we need some kind of fucking support for this, and so then it's like you can either complete the Civil War or you can just go and get them to agree to not fight. If the Civil War was treated with as much importance as everything else was, I would agree that's part of the main story, but it's not treated with importance. It's treated as something that you can easily just say, I don't want to do this, and push it away.
Yeah, but that's the entire thing Skyrim does. Like,
Gameplay-wise, yes, but not storytelling-wise.
okay,
Because storytelling... So imagine you're playing Skyrim, and you just do the main quest right from the start, and you just do it all in one sequential line. That's how the main story is presented.
God, that sounds horrifying.
I know, that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this is how you should play the game, nor am I saying was this the intended way to play the game.
Yeah.
But when talking about the way they present the story,
Yeah.
you just do it and you just do the main quest. It's the same
Gotcha.
thing.
Damn it.
So it's the same thing with BioShock.
Yeah.
The way BioShock's story is presented is, again, you can ignore the side stuff, but the BioShock's world is presented as everything in particular. World and story are two very different things.
That's true.
And so when putting it there, there's two very different arguments that can be taken here.
Yeah.
There's the argument of the game's overall story, which will combine gameplay, world building, side quests, and main story.
Yeah.
Because then you have the story of the world, and the story of the world in Skyrim is literally fucking everything. It's literally fucking everything. But the main story of video games is none of the side path content. Any content that the game side path content is content that the game is willing to not show you. And so content that the game of Skyrim is willing to not show you is shit like becoming the Thane in other towns, it's becoming part of the Dark Brotherhood and all that.
Yeah.
Even though all of that are very important.
It's RPG elements that aren't directly affecting the narrative.
Yeah.
I feel you.
And I won't say that there
yeah.
not an argument to the Civil War affecting the main narrative to a point.
Yeah.
But for it to affect it in a big, substantial way, and not even in a substantial way, because if you complete the Civil War before getting to the trial portion of the main story, it's an even shorter interaction because you just go and talk to the guy and you're done.
Nice.
You're just like, hey, can I have your help fucking beating out to him? And yeah, that's done. That's it.
Oh,
Oh no.
I was just
Shit.
thinking about this. Do you have a favorite section in BioShock, Alec? Is there any level that just
No.
wowed you?
I know because I couldn't put anything above it all because it's no two levels are similar enough.
Yeah.
To where I can be like, oh, well, this is just a copy paste of the other one because they all show incredibly different parts of Rapture.
I like the garden a lot.
The garden's great.
Garden's cool. I think my least favorite is the oops. Every session needs one.
Yep.
I think my least favorite is the market. That market drives me fucking crazy every time I play it.
Is that in Bioshock 2?
No, it's in Bioshock 1.
Because I know Bioshock 2 has like a big ass market area.
There's also a market in Bioshock 1.
Is that the one where you have to
broken into
take
4
pictures?
different levels?
Is that the one where you have to take pictures of the big guy?
No, that's the one in Bioshock 2.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
I don't remember the market in Bioshock 1.
Yeah, well, it's broken into 4 different sections, and there's a lot of doors you have to go through.
When do you encounter it? Because I know Bioshock 1 has the intro, then it has the doctor's office.
60% of the way through. About.
What level comes before it?
Oh shit!
I don't recall.
What level comes after it?
I believe the level after it's the one where you become a big daddy.
Yeah,
That was a cool one.
That one's cool. Yeah.
So there's a thing in the strategy guide where it says once you become a big daddy, you can go back to other levels in the game and none of the turrets or anything will attack you. I'm not sure that's true.
I've never done that.
Because can't you not go back to all those?
No, you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, the game's
But
probably
I
like
remember
a-
the actual like official strategy guide said that once you become a big daddy, you can go back to previous levels, and none of the security things will affect you. So it makes me think that strategy guide was made differently.
Yeah.
It's probably.
I mean, knowing the history of Bioshock Infinite, like, wouldn't surprise me, given how much of that game had like.
Bioshock Infinite's first story was cool.
Yeah.
Bioshock Infinite's second story was not interesting.
No,
not
the story
second.
that they ended with.
Yeah, Bioshock Infinite's the current story that they went with. I think was like the 34th story or something stupid like that.
It was insane.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
No, not interesting. It's just.
It was absurd.
And yeah, I'm gonna call fucking Bioshock Infinite boring because it is fucking boring.
It's
Like,
incredibly boring.
you go into this big fantastical world and they somehow make it fucking boring. Cause,
Damn it.
They make it boring by having you have to fight a ghost for an hour and a half, and it's terrible.
Yeah, it's like there's one common theme between all the Bioshock games, and that's rampant idealism.
Yeah.
Where I think Bioshock 1 specifically is just big idealism, and Bioshock 2 is big socialism. And Bioshock Infinite is
Fuck.
big
It's so
is
hard
like
to read those.
is rampant patriotism and shit like that.
Yeah.
But then they brought in time travel, and it's just not. It's just boring. It's not interesting. The best part about Bioshock Infinite is the DLC where you go to Rapture.
Yeah.
That's the best part about it.
DLCs, right? It's broken into 2.
Yeah, there's one where you go there and you play as the main character, and you fight, and fucking Elizabeth's like, oh, I have a fucking detective thing for you to do. I'm like, oh cool, I gotta be a fucking detective in Rapture.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You're a detective for approximately 0 minutes, but you do get a walkthrough not fucked up Rapture for a little while, and that's cool. Then the second one is right when Atlas fucking starts his big revolution, and that one's much better because you get to see how certain things happened in Bioshock 1. So very, very late game in Bioshock 1, you go to, I think, the Little Sister Orphanage, and you can see this dude drilled into a desk.
Jeez.
And you actually see that happen in Infinite. And I think it was Dr. Suchong is drilled into the desk.
Fuck.
Dr. Suchong, if you guys don't know Bioshock lore, he's the guy who like makes the Little Sisters and shit.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So he's at the Little Sister Orphanage, and there's Big Daddy there, and fucking one of the Little Sisters is fucking mouthing off, and he slaps her.
Oh,
And then
jeez,
the Big
that's a
Dad-
bad move.
Big Daddy just drills him into the desk and just removes the drill from his arm, so he's left there. And you can find that body like late game Bioshock 1.
I know in
And it's
Bioshock
cool to see that happen.
Bioshock 2, you can find a graffiti which says, "We will be reborn in the sky womb of the ocean."
Yeah, that's weird. Man, there's I love foreshadowing.
Yeah.
I love really good foreshadowing and shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I wonder if it was one of those things that.
So I'm actually of the people who don't believe that was foreshadowing.
No, you think it was just random nonsense?
I'm of the people who believe that they're talking about going to the surface world where there is a sky.
Well, it says reborn in the clouds.
Yeah, so reborn in the clouds as angels, or something like that. I don't know. I'm of the opinion that it was weird ramblings, something about going to either the surface world or just dying and becoming an angel. Angel.
Gotcha.
I don't believe it was about New Columbia. But if one of the devs told me that they had that idea, I would believe them.
Oh, you know the level, which is the camera one in Bioshock
And
2.
I need to stop double hitting.
Yeah, the one where you get that camera, that level and the multiplayer was made by Arcane Studios, which is why it's so much different, so much more different than the rest of the game.
And Arcane Studios needs to really get shit together.
What they do now?
No, they haven't done anything wrong. I'm not saying it in do something wrong. I'm saying they really need to find their gameplay style and really nail it down. Because Prey in the first two Dishonored games, and Death of the Outsider, sure, are all about big exploration and big play your way type things.
Yeah.
They really need to decide how they want to do powers any kind of going forward.
Yeah.
Because all of the Bioshock games treat powers a little differently, with the varying levels of need to do it.
Do you mean Dishonored?
Yeah, all the Dishonored games. With varying levels of need to use and actual usefulness, and whether it's worth using them as opposed to using mana potions and shit. Death of the Outsider, I think, did it the best. Where it's got such a specific form of regeneration.
Son of a bitch.
It's got such a specific form of regeneration that you can use the powers almost freely. But the powers are the Death of the Outsider powers are made in such a way to where they're not broken at all. That's kind of what it needs to be. Prey has a really good idea where the more alien powers you put into yourself, the station security systems will start to treat you like an enemy, but you have alien fucking powers.
Yeah.
And that's a very good idea. That's something.
But the problem is the human powers are better.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I'm gonna talk about this in the next episode. Goodbye.
Okay. Sounds good.